Is your business a resilient forest or a garden that you need to water every day? Maybe that sounds like an odd question, but it may be the key to having the level of fulfillment, abundance, and impact that you yearned for when you first started your business. If I had to guess, you got into business because you wanted freedom. Freedom from other people's rules, working in a fluorescent office, freedom from a salary cap, freedom from doing meaningless work or working on someone else's schedule. But often what happens when you start a business is you bring the same programming and rules that you were trying to escape from into your new situation. Suddenly we find ourselves working long hours, maybe even more than we worked before, and you can't even shut your brain off at the end of the day. It's all you think about. And not in the fun, obsessive way you think about a new crush or a new passion, but instead in a, if I don't control this entirely, then my livelihood will tank and I'll no longer be safe kind of way. So let's go back to the original question. Is your business a resilient forest or a garden that you need to tend to every day? You see, both a forest and a garden are ways to grow plants and grow food. One is designed by human, the garden. The other is designed by nature, the forest. If you have ever tended a garden, then you know if you go on vacation in the heat of summer and you don't either hire someone or set up a sprinkler system, then your garden will die. But a forest. You leave a forest for a week in the heat of summer, and what happens? Nothing. Well, actually, a lot happens, but all in the direction of its continued aliveness. The nature-designed forest has biodiversity, supportive collaborations, perennial planting, cyclical timing, and is self-regulating, all promoting its resilience. The human-designed garden is dependent on the gardener to water, to plant, to weed, to fertilize. Most businesses are set up like this garden. It is dependent on the founder to be chained to their desk every week to market, to sell, to deliver, do admin, whatever, so that the business lives on. But it doesn't have to be that way. In my early 20s, I got my permaculture design certification. I was jaded from getting a physics degree and going through university. And honestly, the main reason I finished my degree was because I had made a promise to my dead dad. When I found permaculture, it felt like this breath of fresh air. The term permaculture is a play on permanent agriculture to describe designing food growing systems that mimic how nature grows food. And more than that, it showed me how humans can play a part in creating resilient systems. The solution isn't to just section off large swaths of land and keep the dirty, evil humans out of it. Instead, we can play a part in creating beauty, fertility, and healing in this world. And it doesn't have to stop at food growing systems. We can use nature's principles and teachings to design our business systems too, because we are a part of nature. And when we reconnect with that life force, then we access our true power. Can you imagine just how potent your business can be fueled by and aligned with the power of nature? When we do this, we are able to access our deepest gifts and the work we're meant to be doing in the world, the work that feels both effortless and makes the biggest impact on the world. When we do this, we aren't alone in our business. Even if you are a solopreneur who wants to keep your business's infrastructure tiny, you build in human connection and systems that self-regulate and promote the continued aliveness of the business so that you can continue to harvest and be prosperous while all the work doesn't rely solely on you and on your shoulders. Depending on where you are in your business, this may take a certain amount of burning off the old to bring about new life. Or you could be in a place where just some small tweaks make an exponential change to your experience of business and of life. Either way, a fundamental shift needs to happen at your core so that you can shake off the principles you have been indoctrinated into from birth via our patriarchal, homophobic, capitalist, racist, colonialist society. To listen to nature and your nature is a revolutionary act, and one that can put down roots and continue to grow. Are you ready? If you don't know me, my name is Samantha Garcia, but you can call me Sam. When my book Regenerative Business came out May 26, 2023, I didn't know the impact it would have. In just a few hours, thousands of copies sold and it hit 13 bestseller lists. Maybe that's why you're here. You read Regenerative Business and put the book into action and you're ready to go deeper. You want to fully redesign your business using nature's design. And today, the doors are open to the Regenerative Business Creation Lab. The Creation Lab is a comprehensive training program designed to guide businesses towards a regenerative model. It's culmination of my 10 plus years of online marketing and business consulting. It contains a growing library of teachings, resources, and practices to create your regenerative business. If you're here with me today, then you are at the precipice. You're at the initiation of this body of work. You're getting in at the ground level. Lucky you. You get to join the Regenerative Business Creation Lab at the lowest price it will ever be. So let's look inside. Within a regenerative business, there are 6 areas needed to create your thriving system that is self-regulating. These are the areas that you empower in your business and externalize outside of you so that you're not the gardener stuck watering your garden every day to prevent it from dying. To support each of these needs, in the Regenerative Business Creation Lab, there are 8 core programs that work together to grow your business ecosystem. In a regenerative system, we need plants that work to support each other and support your goals within the system. We do this first in evergreen ecosystems. This is our full program for building an evergreen funnel that takes your people from first contact to trusting you enough to work with you, to sharing you with all their friends. And I know that funnels, quote unquote funnels, get a bad rap in the spiritual online business space. Maybe you get a rash hearing the word funnel, or you've tried to build one before and it was either too overwhelming to finish, or it didn't work, or it just felt icky. Within Evergreen Ecosystem, I walk you step by step through the beautiful process of deepening a relationship with people who you are meant to help. When you feel like you always have to be on, quote unquote, on in business, or like you always have to be selling, it's because you haven't created an evergreen ecosystem. There's a concept in regenerative agriculture called companion planting, where one plant takes certain nutrients from the soil, while the others provide shade or a thick trunk for a vining plant to grow up. They're perfectly designed to grow together, to support each other in growth. You can think of an evergreen ecosystem like this, where you're intentionally planting offers to work together harmoniously without your human intervention. The next program within the Creation Lab is the Sacred Attraction Formula, Dirty Alchemy's online program release process. You will develop your online launch process for cash influxes and heightened visibility. Again, I know launch can be a dirty word for sensitive people, so feel free to sub in the word open or release or promotion. In both Evergreen Ecosystem and the Sacred Attraction Formula, you're not only getting the training that supports your success, but also the exact templates we use within our agency to lead multiple 6-figure online launches for clients. The second area needed in thriving regenerative system is a way to spread your seeds and attract pollinators. For this, we have 2 programs that allow you to tap into the true essence of your business and offers, to emanate it into the world, so that marketing stops feeling like a push or a hard sell, but more like a flower naturally unfolding and putting out its scent to attract honeybees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. These are the Somatic Branding Masterclass and the Regenerative Copywriting Lab. Through your visuals and words, you can radiate the truth of your offers and attract in your people. The people who are ready to say yes, ready to take action, and are meant for the way that you teach, you do, you serve. A regenerative system needs the right amount of sun and water to grow. So our next program within the Creation Lab is Peak Visibility, our master program for opening the pathways to more eyes on your work, or, excuse my marketing lingo here, how to set up organic and paid traffic channels and use them well. I'm talking Instagram algorithm, search engine optimization, how to set up Facebook ads, YouTube, blogging, affiliates, podcasting, all of that fun stuff. This is the sunlight and water that helps your forest grow. If you have offers that aren't selling, we first address the messaging and somatic branding to make sure it's putting out the right scent. But after that, we also need to make sure there is a consistent flow of right fit people seeing your work and interacting with it and getting value from it. The fourth need of a regenerative system is a strong root system. Did you know that when you see a big oak tree, there's just as much root mass growing underground as there are branches growing above ground? And if there isn't enough space for roots to grow, then the branches are stunted. Think bonsai tree. The operations and delivery side of your business is the underground root system and mycelium network that allow your branches to grow tall and wide. Within this Creation Lab program, we dive into how you spend your time and how your team or VA spends their time, what automations you have set up, and all the things that can be moving the needle forward, or all the things that are utter wastes of energy. And that also means digging into your business's numbers and metrics. Not always the sexiest thing, but it is one of the most overlooked ways for having a self-sufficient business ecosystem that you can walk away from for weeks while it continues to thrive. Next is to bring in other species that support the flourishing of the system, like earthworms to help turn food waste into fertile soil or birds to help spread seeds. This is your team. In the Creation Lab, you will learn how to hire, who to hire, when to hire, the people that will support you and your mission. Collaboration is such an important piece of a thriving ecosystem. And you being able to trust people or systems to do the work that you aren't meant to do, but still needs to get done in your business is so imperative for a joyful life. And finally, fundamentally, you need healthy, fertile soil. This is your own energy. You as the founder, you planted that first acorn seed that grows into the full forest. So the energy that you carry in yourself with your body, your mindset, the energetic practices you do, they can supercharge. This is the fertile soil that you plant in and the regenerative fertilizer you can add in when you want or need it. Our Regenerative Alchemy program is my ever-growing library of magical practices, rituals, somatic work, shadow work, mindset practices, hypnotic tracks that I use on myself and within my business and recommend for client launches and promotions for more time, more money, more support, synchronicities, miracles. And with all of these, you can purchase 7 of these 8 programs on their own, a la carte, or you can get early access to them today, bundled together at a significant discount with additional support when you join the full Regenerative Business Creation Lab. Regenerative Alchemy, our energetics program, being the only one that you can only get within the larger Creation Lab bundle. You can explore the individual programs on the sales page below or join the Creation Lab today for $2,499. The price increases on November 26th, so if you have a whisper from your heart or gut that regenerative business is your path to a business of freedom, impact, and abundance, then I invite you to jump in today. When you join the full Creation Lab, you get lifetime access to all of the programs, as well as the energetics program, which is not available for sale outside of the Creation Lab. You also get monthly Q&A calls with me throughout 2024. We have shut down all of our other group programs to focus 100% on this. So the Creation Lab is currently the only way to work with me other than working with our marketing agency, which is fully booked out for months right now and is 5 to 10 times the price of this program. We will be rolling out each of these full programs within the Creation Lab in 2024. And with lifetime access, you will also get any future additions to the programs, as in added modules, templates, or other resources that I add in as the online landscape changes or as new technologies and realities unfold. Of course, with each addition to these programs, the price will reflect that, which means that this is truly the best time to join. The price will never be this low, and it may be double the price when you choose to join in the future. Just being honest here. And we do have multiple payment plan options available right now. We have a 3-month payment plan, a 6-month payment plan, which will be available moving forward. But then we also have up until November 25th at noon Eastern time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific time, as a part of our Dirty Thursday special. We are offering a 12-month payment plan, and that's 12 payments of $250 for the entire year. I mean, you get lifetime access to everything, but a full 12 months of live support with me, with group coaching calls and Q&A transmissions and our private Facebook group. So if you're called to the Regenerative Business Creation Lab, really take the time to sit with it to know whether it is right for you before that Saturday cutoff time, if you also are interested in the 12-month payment plan, because that is disappearing at noon on the 25th. So, of course, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram at The Dirty Alchemy or email the team at support@thedirtyalchemy.com. The seeds that you plant today can be bearing fruit for years to come. Take the next step in your regenerative business journey by joining me in the Regenerative Business Creation Lab below. The founder's price vanishes on November 26th. Please take the time you need to feel into this decision. And if you're already a big yes, then join today for instant access to trainings, resources, templates, hypnotic tracks, rituals, and a whole host of other goodies. I mean, what are you even waiting for? You could change your business in the next few hours by jumping in with both feet.